Good morning. Welcome. I didn't see your live notification, so we must be. I just missed it. Welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I'm Diane Pruitt. Scott's here with me today.
Hello, everybody.
I'm so tickled that he's here. If I flip the camera around right now, he's no. He's having a popsicle for second breakfast. So we've been working on some projects, and y'all know if you've been watching, I love using both sides of a craft project because it carries you from one season into the next. So if it's possible, I try to make it happen. This turned out so cute. Spooky. It almost looks like you're walking down the path. Do you like that?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Head nod and yes. Did you hear the rocks? Tinky 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 tinky. He agrees. Oh, I love that man. But this turned out really great. We can flip it over and use the back. But we're going to set this one to the side because today we are going to. Didn't that turn out cute? Little chipmunk, little sunflower, little pumpkin. That's empty. I think we can use this for October and November by using our Iron Orchid Designs cornucopia mold set. Cornucopias used to be such an amazing decor piece, and they're so impossible to find. My bestie Leanne found one here, and then they came and did a studio session, repainted it, and now it's center table during the holidays at the Tyndall home. This turned out really great, didn't it? If you're following us on Facebook and Instagram, you saw this morning. Yeah, if you just have an old tin plate, something that's silver plate that doesn't look so great anymore. I cast these with Alumilite clear cast. I added some mica powders and I glued them on with our Pentart heavy body gel in black. And it changed the dynamic of how that clear cast and those mica powders looked. I think it looks amazing. I absolutely adore it. So we'll put that to the side and we'll get to this. I'm going to scoot you down and blow the camera up a little bit. That might be too much. There we go. And we're going to pour the cornucopia with quick cast and we'll paint it. I'm not going to use the clear cast. We can add some dye to it. Dyes are always great to use. I have my awesome green gloves right here, and we are definitely going to put these on to pour our casting resins. No matter what, make sure you are. Oh, look at that. Look at that, y'all. That's from back in the day.
16 years ago.
Woo! You cannot see my lipstick in that picture, but that is definitely me. That is definitely my awesome car. That was a lot of horsepower for one vehicle. And it was so pretty too. Thank you, honey. I loved that car. It lives a whole other life now, but that's all right. How fun was that? Thanks for sharing. Good morning. Welcome. So, I've told Scott before doing furniture and craft projects is like my substitute for working on cars because I so loved working on cars. But I love this too. This is a lot of fun. The cornucopias are not mirror images. And I think yesterday I decided that this is the one I really want to use. So let's pour some casting resin and make that happen. We have side A and side B. I have my alcohol wipes handy. Let's go ahead and pull one. We know we're going to need them, so let's go ahead and just pull them from the start. All right, there's my side A. There's my side, nope. That is the wrong one. This is the right one. Side B. Amazing casting resin, white. I have to be careful because I have the clear cast back here too. This is white. Yep. Amazing, amazing. Those go together. Those are the clear cast. So let's pour this up. And if I have enough, I may, this hasn't even been opened yet. This isn't the one I'm using. Let's save this. We'll open that later. We'll go ahead and use the one that we already have open. I could throw some dye in because you know what? That's what I did with the pomegranate. I think I won't. I think I won't just because these need to be. Nah, you know what? I think I will. I think I will. You know what? It makes such a neat base. It really does. And I told one of our sister stockists one day, if you add a little bit extra dye when you're pouring, it actually makes your castings flexible longer. This should be hard as a rock if it were pure white. The dye, when you measure properly, the dye just changes the dynamic. I'm not a chemist. I can't explain that, but I know it happens. So I am going to pour my side B. I'll go ahead and get that into our mixing cup. Our cornucopia takes 53 milliliters. I'm going to pour 60. That'll give me a little extra to go in the smallest pomegranate. I don't want to over pour, so I'll be careful. And let's see, we have all kinds of colors. I really would like just a taupe color, but I don't think I'm going to get that. I have a lot of rich colors here. And you know what? I could just do it black and then we can, oh, there's brown. We could do brown or black, or we could combine them. I think that's what we'll do because most of these colors are really dark. I don't think the brown and yellow will make the taupe that I'm looking for. It might lighten it, won't it? If I mix brown and yellow, that head nod though.
It'll brighten it a little bit, not much.
All right, so I add the yellow first, add your light color first, and then less of the darker color. Just a little piece, because once you add too much dark, what's the rule, Scotty boy? You can't go back. So just a drop or two of the brown added to the yellow dye. Let's see if we get a lighter kind of straw finish. And if we don't, we can just paint over it. It's not a big deal. But it's fun to experiment with the color combinations just to see what we get. Let's stir it and see. What do we have here? Looks like mud. I see the yellow, but you can't really see it while you're stirring it. That's crazy. It does have a nice little straw finish to it, though. I think that'll be cool. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pour this. I love a really well detailed mold because it's easy to pour. Nice big cavity. And we'll just fill that in. Make sure all of your edges are good to go. A little bit more, a little bit more. By the way, good morning. We are still mourning the loss of Dolly. What a treasure, what an amazing human she has always been. And we talked about it at church last night. She's definitely someone that we could aspire to be like because she was giving, loving, caring, and genuine, very genuine. That's hard to find in a person these days. All the time. It's easy to find someone who will be genuine for a minute, but Dolly was genuine always. Good morning, my friend. Welcome in. We are dyeing our quick casting resin so that we can create a cornucopia. And we're going to put that cornucopia and our various pomegranates on the back of our decoupage board. I did this off the live tutorial. Today's Thursday, Monday or Tuesday. So look at this. Look at this already. It's ready already. Not quite. You see where the edges are dark? It is not ready to come out, but boy, it is curing up quickly. It's very humid today and warm. We have more hot weather to endure. We've enjoyed a little bit of cooling in South Carolina, and then it was gone. Then it was just gone. Back to the heat. We'll be all right though. I'm going to go ahead and get my acetate sheet out and lay it up here so that when we demold, we're going on to a clean surface. I clean off my Lazy Susan, but it does get used for everything. So I'm going to move those out of the way because we are done with those now. And I'll go ahead while that's finishing curing, and I will clean my cups inside and out because we're going to be done with these for the day. I have some work that absolutely has to get finished today. So we're going to put the toys away after this tutorial. If you are local and or passing through town tomorrow, we will be closing early. We have an away football game. Good morning, good morning. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. So our entire storefront will close early tomorrow. Make sure you get by here before 2:45, 3 o'clock, because at 3 o'clock sharp, the doors will be closed, and I will be headed toward football. The girl is cheering this year, and we're very excited. And we have a pretty good ride to get there tomorrow, so we got to start early. Mel's off work tomorrow, so all of this has to be done on our own. It's okay. Just make sure if you need anything, let me know before 3. And I'll be right back here on Saturday. We're only going to be closed a few hours early on Friday. It's football season, y'all. Our first game got canceled, so we've got to start over. Have you cast resin yet? When I put the stick in, I created some bubbles. And I'm going to have to... Well, if I use my heavy body gel, I won't have to sand those or scrape those. Can you see where the bubbles are right here? I made bubbles where I didn't intend for them to be. It clearly was curing by the time I stuck the popsicle stick in. So we still have a little bit of dark edges. Oh, yep, that's sticky. That's definitely sticky. I'm going to have to take some alcohol. It's time to clean out my measuring cup. So while that's curing, we'll do this. We'll just stir that around a little bit. I do not have a cornucopia that I have not used so that I can do a mock-up on our pumpkin. So thank you for waiting with me. What is that? This is the Iron Orchid Designs mold set called Cornucopia. It was just released a few weeks ago. This is the amazing casting resin that we added our translucent yellow and brown dye, mixed it up so we would get this more straw harvest color. Right now I'm trying to clean out my mixing cup because the dye stained the inside, and I'm using alcohol, just straight alcohol. Not really a toy so much as it is just a decor product. Let me show you. You missed the very beginning. So these are castings from a mold set. This is from the Silent Night mold set. And I cast this with our clear casting resin and used mica powders to get that phenomenal look you see. Once I got ready to adhere it, you can see a little bit of the glue right there around the edge. I used our Pentart Heavy Body Gel in black. It actually is a really thick adhesive, and it really lit these castings up. And so you can use these castings to make all manner of imagination projects. This is just an old tin plate. That's all it is. I painted it. I highlighted it with some bronze. You see some shimmer around the edges here. And then I put the castings on. And this, once those dark edges finish curing, it's still a little warm. It's not so sticky. So a couple of days ago, I created this decoupage on pumpkin. This will be great for October because, you know, harvest season and Halloween, it's all about pumpkins, right? But this is two-sided. This is a great wooden pumpkin blank. We sell these here. And I'm going to use this side to create the November decor display. We'll put these cornucopias and this cornucopia and these pomegranates, and we'll mount them to the board, shade them in so they look really cool, and then we will have an October and November piece of decor work that's handcrafted. Do you like to do handcrafting? Thank you. If you like to do handcrafting, these are amazing tools to work with. More a tool than a toy. Now, I want to pop this out, but it is not ready. How do I know that? As I'm pulling on it, I can see the resin. It's turning loose in a couple of spots. See right there on that edge where it's trying to let go? Woo! Still a little sticky. The cool thing about using the dye is that it gives you a little bit more flexibility for a longer period of time. The difficult thing about the dye is that it does take a little bit more cure time. And look at that beautiful cornucopia. That's going to look fantastic. Now, that's just dyed with the translucent yellow and just a drop or two of brown. But now we have this incredible base color that we can shade and dry brush some extra colors into to give it a very rich cornucopia Thanksgiving finish. Watching from the Philippines, thank you. That's wonderful. It must be nighttime in the Philippines. Did you just get off work? You either just got off work or you finished dinner and you are tired looking for something to do. Thank you for this being your thing to do. I appreciate you so much. So now we have our pomegranates, which everyone is crazy for because of their health benefits. I'm crazy for because they look really cool and they're going to be great on our decor piece. So I'll move this is the entire mold set called Cornucopia. This is by Iron Orchid Designs. We carry all of their products, and this is a brand new set we just received in our winter collection. If you'd like one, you can order. I do ship internationally, but boy, shipping costs are insane. I can't control those costs. Wish I could make it better. Wish I could offer, discounted shipping to the Philippines, but I absolutely cannot. It's crazy expensive. All right, you know what? Think I'm going to keep this on here because I don't want to get anything on my little mousito. It's a chipmunk, but I like it as a mouse. Now we're going to need to determine placement of our solid pieces. And seems very obvious, but not. And we can always take our small stamps and stamp give thanks in here. I think that would look amazing. What do you think about that layout? I think it looks good. Of course, we're going to add color to this. You like that layout? We're going to change the colors here. We have the greens and the marigold, but we need something a little bit more toned down to cover this. What color can we go to for our Thanksgiving November type backdrop? I think, let's look at this. This is a custom mix, so that's what this is going to look like. I think we could do this. Let's try it and see. I'm going to go ahead and grab, dun, dun, dun. I've got a chip brush right here. And I really am not going to fully cover what I have. I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing. I'm just going to tamp some color in so that we still have that backdrop, because I don't want it rich green. That looks great on the other side, but not on this side. I think on this side we need to tone it a little bit more neutral for the November festivities. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving with us, that's okay, but you are missing out on a feast. What do you celebrate in the Philippines? You can attach a magnet. You know what? If this was a little bit smaller piece of wood, we could, or you may be speaking of the castings. You're not wrong. You can absolutely attach magnets to the castings. Matter of fact, we have a studio session that we offer where we do just that. We pour the molds or we cast them from different clays. We have the magnets here, and we teach you just hang out and learn how to cast them. We attach them, we paint them. We have fun with them. I have a bunch of refrigerator magnets that we have made. But you are not wrong. I thought you meant this. No, way too big. The cornucopia might be a little too large also, but We could try it. I think if we put two magnets on it, we could make it work. And I think I have it right here. Let me cap this. This is a custom mix. You can see the two different tones in there. I think let's put a little rich Regency with that. What do you think, Scott?
Not sure,
Not sure.
but try and see.
Well, it's just paint. If we don't like it, we can go over it again. We can let it dry and we can do it again. All right, I'm going to put these dies back in because I don't want to knock anything over, and I'm turning the fan on to dry our paint quicker. Let's get all of those dies in. Let's close this up and we'll move it out of the way. There we go. All right, we have our castings there. I like Regency Plum. This is part of our Heritage Collection from Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. I don't really want to go gray. We don't need any browns. I don't think we need the marigold in here. What do you think about yellow? Should I put some yellow in? Some marigold?
Yeah.
Yeah, marigold or Regency or both?
Let's start with yellow.
Let's start. This is marigold. This is from our Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. It is a uh, mom and pop, family owned and operated out of Georgia, right next door to us. They're what, about 3.5 hours away. And as a matter of fact, what's the date today? The 27th? Today's the 27th. Tomorrow is our really official date of our Rethunk Junk anniversary. We have been with Rethunk Junk for a long time. Just kind of shade it like this, right? Should I put the lines of the pumpkin in here and shade those in? I mean, that's fancy. But we're fancy around here sometimes. Becky would if Becky was sitting here. She wouldn't be able to help herself. It would have to be shaded. I kind of like that color combination. What do you think? That looks pretty good. What do you think? Little bit of marigold, little bit of taupe color gives us a great pumpkin finish. I could add orange because I have that. We have a sunset color orange. If I wanted to be really fancy, I could add some ruby red with this yellow. We'd get a whole other tone of orange. It would not be Tennessee orange, so we should not do that. And God bless the University of Tennessee for taking care of Dolly Parton. Did you celebrate Dolly Parton in the Philippines? It is a total devastating loss to us, especially to our family. We we love Dolly. We love Dolly Wood. We love just riding up to Tennessee. It's a good time. That does look good. I should put some orange in there too, shouldn't I? Yes. Let me grab some. Ooh, a burnt orange or an orange orange? Uh, Sir? Orange orange. Let me find sunset. My girls rearranged my paints, and boy did they. Here we go. Got it. Found it. Sunset. This is gorgeous. That is sunset. This is going to look so good. All right. Got to give it a good shake up because I haven't used this in a minute. I'll sit back down in my chair straight so I don't fall off of it. Oh yeah, these colors are going to look so good together. Very excited to finish this. There we go. Ah, look at that beautiful orange. Yeah, that got a big smile. That got a good smile. All right. I'm just, I'm getting the tips of my chip brush damp, and then I'm tamping it off on the paper towel because I don't want a lot all at one time. I like the textural finish when you tamp your paint over your paint. You can brush it over, but then you don't get the same kind of finish. And sometimes I just like a different finish. It doesn't all have to be the same. You do your pumpkins however it makes you happy. Today, this makes me happy. Oh, yeah, that looks great. Good depth, lots of tone, not just one color. We'll richen these edges. Might give it a little swooshy swoosh here and there to smooth it out. And since we're kind of winging this as we go, and I don't know exactly where my pieces are going to fit, I'm going to go ahead and cover the entire thing with my orange. That way, no matter where I put the cornucopia, we have color. And I'm just going to highlight the edges just a little bit more than normal so that we've got just a good cast across there. Probably could add a little bit more right here. I'm going to spin it so I can see it a little bit better. That light is fantastic, but it is also blinding. The beautiful thing about a chip brush is that it really helps establish the textural look. The tragedy in a chip brush is that they shed so bad. So you have to be careful not to leave any of the bristles in your finish. So make sure you get those bristles out. There we go. I think we've got it leveled out pretty good. I don't mind the splotchy. It's not really splotchy, it's just that there's highlights in certain areas. And I think that's fine because once we lay everything in, we can see where the highlights are, where they should be, and we can shade to that. Now, here's the thing. My Becky is not here. And in order to properly shade, I better dump my water in here. More paintbrushes than there is water. I don't want to ruin them, so I'll wash them out today. Shading. It's kind of necessary. So let's start simple and easy. I'm going to start with a little bit lighter. I'm going to find a need for my Regency after all. But let's start a little bit simpler and lighter than just black or brown or gray. We'll incorporate our gray. Oh, there we go. It's really not hard to create these lines. What is difficult is shading them correctly. Because if you're going to go this far with your pumpkin to make it look a little bit more realistic, then you definitely want to shade it correctly so that it doesn't just look like you painted lines on there. But that's a good start. Now, you always have this little ridge right here where the pumpkin stem goes in or comes out. That's where it grows. So let's shade that out. All right. A little more realistic. Oh, look. That does look pretty good. Every now and again, I'm good at this. Thank you. All right. Now, this is pretty dry. Let's cap our Regency so we can take good care of this. This is a great heritage color. We're going to use this like crazy going into the holidays. Love this color. Absolutely adore it. We are going to put that in. Now, let's see about positioning our cornucopia and our pomegranates. I really like the idea of putting give thanks in here with our small typography sets. And we could even put the pomegranates a little closer to the cornucopia. They don't have to be exact side to side. They don't have to be symmetrical. But look how good that's going to look. You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got the nod of approval here. Let's go ahead and let's put these on. So I'm going to take my gloves off. The heavy body gel can get messy, but it's really difficult for me, at least, to work with the heavy body gel and the palette knife. Where's my palette knife? I know I didn't stick it down in here. Oh, you know what? I switched paintbrush cups yesterday. I sure did. So guess where my palette knives are? Over here. Right where I left them. Yes. Got them. My little plastic palette knives. These are the most fun. I am going to use the black heavy body gel. And I'm going to have to be careful because I don't want it to squish out from underneath my castings. But honestly, when I'm attaching my castings, even if there is the slightest cupping underneath, this heavy body gel will compensate for that and keep my castings adhered where I put them. So, nice and dark, very goopy. So let's stir this up. Look, that is some nice goopy glue. It really is. Look at that. That's nice and thick. It's a 3D type gel product, and we carry this as well. You can order this on our website or you can buy it in our store. I'm going to go ahead and turn the fan off while I'm doing this because I don't want the fan to dry my gel before I get it on my castings. It's nice and thick, a 3D effect finish, so that if there's any cupping underneath your castings, it compensates for that. When you get ready to lay it down on the surface, it stays. It fills those gaps in. There we go. And I'm going to take a dry brush before I lay this down, and I'm going to go ahead and clean where I have too much heavy body gel. Because I don't mind it peeking out, really. All right. I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to touch it, but I'm not going to push on it because I don't want that black to come up through. Not really. All right. We're going to leave those two alone for just a minute. And I'm looking for my chalk because I like to go one step further. When I put my castings where I want them, and I want to make sure they go back in the place where I put them, I like to take my chalk and just mark some spots. That way I know when I lay it back down, it's where I intend for it to be, and the chalk wipes right off. So I'm not putting anything on my surface that won't come back off. I know it's a little neurotic to be worried about exactly where you put it, but how many times have you laid down a component of your project only to turn around once you get the glue on it and go, now where'd I have this? I don't think it's an age thing, but you can call it that if you want to. I just call it mark it with chalk. That way we don't lose our place, no matter how old you are or how much stuff you forget. I don't mind. Plus, once I get the right placement, that's where I want it. And sometimes it's hard to visualize where the right placement is. Sometimes it just comes right to you. All right. Testy at the end because you got to hold on to it, not drop it like I did yesterday. And get the heavy body gel in the little grooves where you need it. This one has some cupping down here at the end. There sometimes even the resin, when you pour it, from pouring it to drying, there is a little bit of shrinkage, and it shows itself in the cupping on the back side once you demold. Sometimes it's because you didn't pour enough. There has to be a balance of pouring and under pouring. So you don't over pour, so you don't under pour. And it's a tough balance. So that's where the bottom goes. That's where those pieces go. And we're right back where we intended to be. I'm going to make sure the edges are laid down flat. And I'm just going to let the heavy body gel do its job. I do need to get a little squishy portion out. Just going to clean up some of that gel from the edges. Just a little cleanup. And I'll retouch that with our Regency Plum once it's dry. All right, we are making some progress. That's what it's all about. Just have fun, make progress, do things. This, let's get this one. This definitely has some cupping, so this is going to be exactly what this needs. This does a better job when you have cupped edges on your resin castings than regular glue, because regular glue is not going to compensate. And in some instances, you can glue it down and it won't stick, which is where this heavy body gel comes in really, really handy. Want to make sure my edges, oh, I've got it all over myself. I've got it all over my pomegranate. Let me clean that off before I lay that down. There we go. I think that'll do it. That works. I'm going to lay the edges down, make sure they're all down firmly, and leave it alone. Let it do its job. It'll dry, and it'll stick when it dries. It will dry and it will stick when it dries. Heavy body gel. If you don't have it, get you some. It comes in black and white. The white dries clear. The black dries black. This is not going to turn clear. So if you put it on something and it squishes out from underneath, it's going to do just what you see. There's going to be a black mark. And I just squished it. I dropped it and moved it. I sure did. We'll clean that up. There we go. All right. Leave it alone. Let everything dry. I'm going to turn the fan back on and wipe my edges off. I'm really bad about that. I've got to get better. Clean off your edges before you close your materials. That is saving grace for putting on your castings. And I like the way this looks. I hope you do too. I am not going to break the stamps out right now. I will do that later. And for right now, we're going to need to let this dry. And then I can do some shading. I could probably do some shading now. I probably could. But it is 10 o'clock and I do have a business to run. Playtime has to end at some point in my day. Although I would like to just stay right here until this is done. But I think Scotty Boy has some things to go get done today, and I know I have some paperwork. I know I do. I have some of his paperwork to do, so we better get on that. Alcohol wipes, simple, easy cleanup. And this is going to look amazing. Here's the cool thing about this. This looks great, but I have October and I have November. So I really want to dry brush over that right quick. Let's do it before we go. I'm not going to be happy until I do. I just need to see. Let's do a little dry brush over Oh yeah, the chrysanthemums. Look at that. Yeah, I really have to go. I really have work to do. I really want this to be the work that I have to do. Oh, and he's already left the facility. Y'all, this is going to be so beautiful. Just a nice, gentle finish of color. Just like that. Oh, how beautiful. That's going to look fantastic. That's what we're going for right there. This is going to look so vintage, so cool. And since I've got the paintbrush, I've got to go ahead and do this one. I cannot ignore it. I really like when we add the dye and then come back across it with our color. Uh-oh, he's back. Gotta go. I'm gonna dry brush over the wicker. I'm coming, I'm coming. But look how beautiful this is. Thank you. I know we've got a lot of work to do today. I'm coming, but I couldn't leave without doing that. Isn't that gonna be beautiful? I love putting the dye in the resin and then bringing the color back up. It just makes all the difference, doesn't it? Love it. Love it. Turn it up. The beautiful chrysanthemums and the wicker on the cornucopia horn. And we will highlight the rest. We'll highlight we'll shadow and shade the lines on the pumpkin more properly. I do love the way this turned right here. And we'll do our stem with a little bit more brown and gray tone because that's what it should be. And then we're going to have a 2-month decor piece all in one. Isn't that great? I love it. Absolutely love it. No, I just have some really